Shalom, my name is Rabbi Carmi Gross, and I welcome you to Real Israel, the place where Israel's past and present come together. We're filming today from the Meah Shearim neighborhood in Yerushalayim. Meah Shearim is actually one of Israel's and certainly Yerushalayim's oldest neighborhoods. It was established around 135 years ago by 100 families who sought to escape the terrible overcrowding in the old city in the Ir HaAtikah. These 100 families established this neighborhood and called it Meah Shearim. Meah Shearim actually doesn't mean 100 gates, but rather refers to a pasuk in Parashat Toldot, which says that Yitzchak was blessed Meah Shearim. He was blessed 100 times by Hashem. The 100 families who established the neighborhood hoped that they too would be blessed by Hashem. Interesting note, Meah Shearim was actually Yerushalayim's first neighborhood that had electric streetlights. Today Meah Shearim has hundreds and hundreds of families and is Yerushalayim's most religious neighborhood. Today the streets of Meah Shearim are jam-packed with people looking to buy the very best lulav and etrog. Let's go and take a look. That was really amazing. But if you think the streets of Yerushalayim are crowded today, you should come here during Succot, where every night the streets, the Batei Midrash, the shuls are filled with people singing and dancing with music. The people are all celebrating the Simchat Beit HaSho'eva, which mirrors the celebration that took place in the Beit HaMikdash. I want to take you very close to where that celebration took place. We're going to go now back towards the old city of Yerushalayim. We're going to go into the old city, and just below the old city, we're going to see something that is truly fascinating. Come along with me. I'm standing here now in one of the most amazing places in Yerushalayim. Water in Yerushalayim was always scarce. There are no rivers or lakes around Yerushalayim, and rainfall is pretty minimal. Where did Yerushalayim get its water from? The answer is, there was a stream, the Gihon stream, that ran just below and east of the old city. Around 2,700 years ago, the king Chizkiyahu built a tunnel. The tunnel was around 600 meters long, and the tunnel brought water into Yerushalayim. What concerns us most on Succot was not only did it bring water to Yerushalayim, it also created the Shiloach pool. We're going to talk a little about the Shiloach pool in a moment. But first, I'd like to introduce you to an old friend of mine. We actually went to school together. Today, Aaron Horowitz is one of Israel's foremost tour guides. If you ever get a chance to be in Yerushalayim and Aaron give you a tour, you got something special. I'm going to give the camera over to Aaron and let him tell us a little about what we're seeing.
Thank you, Rabbi Gross, for the introduction. What you're looking at right now is an artist reproduction of a very fascinating discovery that was made here about 5 years ago in the year 2004. And that discovery is of the pool of Shiloach. Now this pool is well known from the sources, our sources, from the end of the Second Temple period. We know that this was the place where on the very happy festival of Succot, for the ceremony of what we call the Simchat Bet HaShoeva, that's the libation of the altar, a special entourage came down to this pool to fill a small flask with the water, the holy waters of the Shiloach, and bring them back up to the temple for the festivities. Now, we knew the pool existed, but we didn't know where it was, because after the destruction of the Second Temple in the year 70, the area was totally filled with rubble and debris. However, by coincidence, archaeologist Eli Shukran, who was monitoring just outside here a tractor that was repairing some kind of pipe that had burst, came across steps that led down to the pool. And in this picture you can see steps leading down to the pool. In a moment we'll go out there to see them. But just take a look at this reproduction. We're standing on a very beautiful promenade. The stones I stand on now are authentic from the Second Temple period, and they lead up to the reproduction, which is actually an extension of what this actually looked like. So take a look at the wide and long promenade, pillars holding up a roof, and us looking outside to the beautiful and large pool of Shiloach. Well, now that you've seen the reproduction, let's go out and see the real thing. Follow me.
That was fascinating, Aaron. I'm actually standing now in the Shiloach itself. As you can see right now, it doesn't have water. The tunnel of Chizkiyahu HaMelech, which brought water into this area, is right over to my left where we were standing before. Right from here, they would come on Sukkot, and on these very stones, this stone, they would stand with a gold flask, take water from the Shiloach, and bring that water up to the Beit HaMikdash. When they brought the water to the Beit HaMikdash, they did it with joy and dancing and singing. The Gemara tells us, Misha lo ra'a simchat Beit HaShoeva, if you did not see a simchat Beit HaShoeva, lo ra'a simcha miyamav, you never saw what real joy was. In fact, also the Gemara tells us that for 7 days, they actually never slept. They napped here and there, but no one got into a bed because the simcha, the joy, was so great. And up these very steps, they would walk to the Beit HaMikdash, right up the steps to my left, and they found the road that went all the way up to the Beit HaMikdash, the road from Bayit Sheni. So these stones were the stones of the Beit HaMikdash, of Bayit Sheni. Now, why the joy over some water? Well, water meant bracha, meant blessing. Sukkot is all about water. Sukkot, we take the lulavim and etrogim and hadassim and aravot, which all grow with water. We start davening for water. Tfilat Geshem is on Sukkot. The rainy season in Israel starts right after Sukkot. So Sukkot, the Shiloach, the water, was all about praying to Hashem that this would be a year which the rainfall would be plenty, the Gichon spring would be full, and through Chizkiyahu's tunnel the water would come flowing into Yerushalayim, right here on the spot that I'm standing now. Beautiful lesson. What a special place to be. And to think that 5 years ago, no one knew it existed. Fascinating. Let's head back now to Yerushalayim for a little more jaywalking.